Leaves it with the running back. And he's not going anywhere to start the night as the home team greets their visitors rather rudely. Really important for a ranked team going into a hostile environment like this one not to give the underdog reason to believe.
Yes, reason to believe, and don't give the fans reason to get jacked up and excited. Come out early, be in a business mode mindset.
You got to start fast. You got to have a sense of urgency. You cannot come sleepwalking into an environment like this, because if you do and you make some mistakes, this crowd will pounce on you and seize momentum.
And that defense is there to guide him out of bounds after a short gain. The margin for error is so small in this conference, it's really imperative to get off to a good start in Big Ten play.
Especially, Reese, since you're adding so much talent now to this conference. But yeah, year in and year out, you know the mainstays in this conference, but there's always some surprises, and I'll be interested to see how everybody starts off this season. Listen, this is your first opportunity, Palmer, in conference play, in a major conference, obviously in the Big Ten, to make your first statement.
And it's going to be taxing all season long for these players. Physically, obviously, and you expect that in the Big Ten Conference. But now adding all those West Coast teams, these guys are going to be flying back and forth across the country a lot this year. They have to get off to a fast start today. That's what makes this game so critical.
He'll come out throwing on first down. Trying to beat the D deep. Throws into double coverage, and it's picked off. Just a small return, but a big play as they have it now at the 45.
It's all about making plays, and this guy's been waiting to make his mark on this team. He gets his first interception of the season, and what a momentum-changing play for his team.
Off play action on first down. Throws to the wideout. He just missed the target on that one. Got to put it on his body.
Well, the good news is he did a nice job reading the coverage. He knew exactly where to go with the football that time. Just a little bit too much on that pass. You wonder if that's just nerves. He's got to settle himself down a little bit.
Dropping back, it's high. Pressure coming. Fires a bullet. Now it's picked off. Takes it the other way. The 30. 10. Touchdown, Tigers! A great return for the touchdown. Any return for a touchdown is a great one to a defense. This D gave them exactly what they needed, not only with a stop, but with a touchdown.
Yeah, and finding ways to impact the game early in the game, just make impact plays, right? The defense wants to create sacks, create turnovers. Great job creating a turnover and getting points off of it.
Fielded in the end zone. It's Griffin. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. Penn State sends the offense back onto the field. Well, the good news is they threw a touchdown pass last time. It was just to the wrong team, Jesse.
Well, that's an unfortunate part of the game for quarterbacks, but guess what? They do happen, so you've got to be able to turn the page here and lead this offense.
Well, I think you know this defense is going to be aggressive. They're going to jump routes. They're going to play aggressive. You've got to take advantage of that. Maybe use that this time to your advantage.
Good spot after that 7-yard pickup on first down. It's 2nd and 3. He's looking to throw. Going to try to get it himself. Picks up the first down and gets down to avoid contact.
Nice job by the QB, sitting back in the pocket. You can tell he wants to throw the football, go through his progressions. Nothing home, take off and slide. I love the slide at the end. Don't take a big shot.
The hand to the running back. And he's a real nowhere man tackled in this no-gain land.
Great team defense on that run play. Everybody doing their job. People winning their one-on-ones, D linemen staying in their gaps, linebackers and DBs filling. You just can't do it better. He
fires one deep down the right side. And he hauls it in
This guy's gotten off to a good statistical start, guys. With that last completion, he's already now over 1,000 passing yards on the season, and man, you know he's looking for more.
They're going to run it. Shakes off the defender. They finally make the stop, but the big run is plenty to move those sticks for the first down.
First down, you know you always want to establish the running game. How about this offense? Nothing fancy. Run the football, be physical, get a big game.
Looking to pass inside the red zone. Got to protect the merchandise. Gets down without taking a hit. Second down coming up. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Wide out in motion. They'll give it to the back. They get him down after a 4-yard gain to the 6.
I think you run that play on second down knowing it's going to make third down easy. You're not trying to hit a home run. You don't need the big play right now. Now you know third down, everything's on the table, everything's available, high success rate.
Trying to get to it. And the Heat gets there, and they get him down at the 14-yard line.
And you don't want to see this trend continue. Last week he was sacked 4 times. The offensive line, this offense as a whole, needs to get in better situations, get rid of the football faster, and not keep getting their quarterback in.
Kick is good. The offense has 3 points to show for the drive. So the kickoff team is out there ready to boot it away after putting up a field goal. Let's see what the defense can do. Fielded in the end zone, it's Brown. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. After that last pick, David, they really need to take care of the ball this time.
No doubt. And Palmer, I want to know what Spurrier said to you on the sideline after a pick.
Do that again, and you'll be right here beside me for the rest of the game. You got to go out. You got to call your plays, and I hope this coaching staff isn't going to be afraid to throw it this round.
Now here on second down, see if they keep tossing it around. Looking to throw, it's Gentry. Grabs it in the middle. Tackled, but he has a first down.
Well, we knew coming into this game, this offense was going to try and get this receiver involved and get him involved early. So here they are just finding an easy completion. It's not a touchdown, but they just want to get this guy lathered up and get him into a run.
Looking to move it through the air. Gets away from one. They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20. The defense coming up big there, and the sack is great, but the secondary deserves some credit too.
No doubt. When you can cover like that in the secondary and drop back in your zone and only rush a few, and you feel comfortable getting home, and they're going to get to the quarterback, that is a great feeling, and that's fun to be a defensive coordinator calling the plays.
On second down, he'll let it fly. He's right on target. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks.
This receiver is such a weapon. He has so much speed. He can generate explosive plays for your offense, not just running go routes and post routes, but how about throwing him the drag, letting him catch it, and use his speed to turn it upfield.
Third and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Keeps it going. But now he's swallowed up, and he'll be knocked down for a loss on the trick play. Looks as if LSU will line up to punt it away. First one of the day is on its way. Didn't see a lot of him in that loss last week. Only called on once. The Nittany Lions going back to work on offense now. They've been pretty much stifled on offense so far, David, only able to muster 3 points in their previous 3 drives.
And you got to find a way to open this up and create some explosive plays. The passing game is obviously the easiest way. Jesse, put more speed on the field, find those guys down the field.
And you know they're frustrated, too, because they felt like there were some matchups they could take advantage of to get some points on the board early. In this one, they just haven't been able to connect on those opportunities. But I like David's idea. Maybe move some guys around and see if you can create some better one-on-one matchups.
Pre-snap motion in the backfield. Fakes the grab. He's there to make the stop, but the damage has been done as they pick up the first down on the throw and catch. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Wants to throw on first down. Looking to the big tight end. Got a wide open receiver. That is exactly what you're looking for when you talk explosive plays. The defense finally able to make the stop. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and we have ourselves a ball game, and they have a chance to take the lead here before the half. This first half of offense won't go on the highlight reel so far, but starting to get things moving, it's 1st and 10. Now the quarterback changing the original play call. Looking for the score. And he's got it. Touchdown, Penn State.
And I just love the execution by this offense. Late in the half, man, you want to take the lead. You want to get that momentum on your side, and they do it. They finish it with the passing game. And I'll tell you what, keep that passing game up. You can keep this lead, keep the momentum, and keep putting up numbers.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
All right, guys, want to update you on a game that went final moments ago. Ohio State is going to get out of Dodge with a win. It's a shave that might have been a little closer than Buckeyes fans wanted, but a road victory feels great no matter what the final score is. A lot to go through in the film session this week for both teams. But, boy, it sure is going to be easier for the side that came away with the win.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. Back to throw, it's Gentry. He's got him in the flat. He's got room at the 35. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down.
I want to get my running backs the ball in space as much as possible, and sometimes it doesn't work in the running game. But I can throw it to him. I can try to create some space out wide, dump him the football, let him make some catches, and see if I can't get some big plays out of him.
Working that left side now. He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down.
I love the QB here. He holds it, he holds it, he holds it just long enough to let the receiver run the drag route. And then he puts it out in front of him so he can catch it on the run in stride and then turn upfield to use his speed.
Pocket starts to collapse. And the defense will corral the quarterback, and down he goes at midfield.
Man, how about this defense, man? That's the 3rd sack of the day. They've been putting pressure, getting him on the ground. Not something they've been good at throughout this season. This defense playing better because they're getting more pressure on the quarterback.
Wants to throw on 2nd down. Looking to buy time. Takes a hit as he fires. Grabbed over the middle. It's Becker. And you can see the offense just feeling itself. They've got it down to the 21.
This guy's done a lot of good things early this year throwing the football. With that last completion, that now takes him over 1,000 yards passing for the year.
LSU with the 1st and 10 here. He's going to pass. Firing to the right, complete. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall.
You know, sometimes when you're throwing against zone coverage, you need time for the routes to develop. So nice job by the quarterback there, being patient, allowing his receivers to work themselves open.
And a chance to really carry momentum with them into the locker room if they can take the lead here. First and goal. He's got it. And he will score. Touchdown LSU.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. And listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
And with the extra point, they're up 14-10. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And they finished things off with an 8-yard toss for the score. And he hauls it in, and everybody's on the edge of their seat. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Penn State sends the offense back onto the field. So late in the half, this is really an opportunity, David, maybe to swing the momentum in their favor.
Dang right. There's no time to be conservative. We're a little bit down. Listen, I just think this is a point with the offense that they can prove. Like, we're here, we're going to create something now that we can build on in the second half.
Coach said all week he wanted to be aggressive. This is a great opportunity to show that right now. At the end of the first half, try and generate some momentum, score some points before going into halftime.
They're bringing heat. And the pressure gets to him. Down goes the quarterback. There's a timeout called as this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer. After the big first down sack, it's second down. To the air, it's high. Going to take a shot at this DB. Fires into traffic, intercepted. No room to return, but no problem after making a play like that, and they'll have it at the 25.
And this is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. Jesse looking to take it down the field for back-to-back touchdowns.
I think it's really important for them moving forward, too, to have a lot of bounce, right?
And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. They'll tell you that somebody's always going to pop open, but it didn't happen in time before they got the sack.
No, it did not. And you know what? I'm going to remember this. I'm going to remember zone defense. They didn't really have an answer. They weren't ready to get rid of the football. Quarterback hesitated. I got to him and got him on the ground. Might be a good call later on in the game.
Finds space on the right. And he's brought down after a huge completion. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Going up top on first down. Fires deep toward the end zone. It is incomplete, and now there are 4 seconds remaining.
There's a lot of QBs that when they get hit and when they get hurried, when they get pressured, they become very average. Really nice job by the defense pressuring the quarterback.
Just enough time for one final play in this half. They'll go back to the air on second down. Starting to feel a little pressure. He'll take another shot here. He's got it downfield for a huge gain. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
LSU 14, Penn State 10.
And the Nittany Lions will kick it away first, and we'll start the second half. The kickoff bounces through the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 25. LSU LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. They had this lead to start the third quarter because of the passing game. Didn't get a lot done on the ground.
They did, but the quarterback is in a rhythm. That was obvious in the first half. And so this first drive, you want to continue that.
The expressway is wide open. And he'll pick up the first down, but he got drilled on that tackle.
And that's why this guy's a complete running back. He's good between the tackles, he can pass block, but he can also run routes. And we're not just talking about screens or swing routes. This guy gets vertical down the field, and he can run the route tree.
Dropping back, it's Gentry. They're trying to get to it. And the quarterback runs out of time, and down he goes at the 38.
If I'm the offensive coordinator, I'm thinking about shipping this defensive end with running backs. I'm leaving my tight ends in to help this tackle because we cannot block him. He's already got 2 sacks.
Really need to find a productive play this time on 2nd and long. He's looking to throw. Getting some heat. And here comes the pressure, and there he goes down again.
Man, I think this quarterback needs to take his offensive line out for dinners more often because they're not protecting him. And sometimes it doesn't even look like they're trying. That now the 6th sack of the game for this defense.
And whatever they did on 1st and 2nd down, don't do that anymore. 3rd and very long coming up. Feeling some heat. And this defense goes back-to-back sack, Jack.
Nice job by this defense. That's the way to set the tone in the second half. First drive, get them in a 3rd down, get the sack, get the football to your offense. That is how you get back in this game really quickly.
On the return, it's Griffin. Tries to find a little more running room on that return, but he'll be stopped at the 36. The Nittany Lions going back to work on offense now. One of the most valuable things a quarterback can have, David, short-term memory. Just forget that last pick.
You're dang right. Clear the mechanism. It's over, move it behind you. Some players can't do that real well, and it leads to more mistakes, Jesse. You got to just...
He's off to the races. He got loose, almost housed it, finally dragged down at the 32.
How nice is it as a quarterback when you don't have to throw post routes to get great stats? No, I can just throw it quickly to one of the fastest players in the entire nation and let him burn this defense.
A shot toward the end zone. And they weren't able to make the connection. They were looking for an explosive play.
Good awareness by the defense. In this situation on the field, you know there's coordinators that like to try to take shots deep down the field and catch you napping, but the defense was ready for that one.
To the air, it's high. Coming up, and here's a fumble way behind the line.
Good awareness by the offense. You never want to see the ball on the ground, but a nice job understanding just kind of jump on it, make sure you keep possession.
Ball's at the 25. They're in field goal range, but they'd love to convert this 3rd and short. To the ground to try to pick up the first. They were all over him, nowhere to go as that 3rd down play turned into a disaster. And here comes the field goal unit for the 2nd time tonight. And he missed it. No good. And it is still a 4-point deficit.
That keeps the score. LSU 14, Penn State 10.
The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. They missed an opportunity to extend this lead the last time they had it, Jesse.
Yeah, they got to be able to regain that momentum, right? Go back to what was working earlier on in this one. And, David, to me, that starts with being the more physical team.
No, I definitely agree. Being the more physical team, but understanding the situation of the game. You're still winning. You got the football back. Now put a nice drive together and execute.
On 2nd down, looking to throw. Slips a tackle. Looking to scramble. The freshman able to get home with the sack.
Another sack by this defense. But how about this QB? He continues to get back up every single time, still leading his team, still staying positive, still putting them in a good position to win this football game.
Here comes this home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on 3rd down. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. Runs through a tackle. And the pressure is coming in, and they get him again. LSU will bring the punt team on the field. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. A fairly short distance here toward the sidelines, not his best work. Penn State sends the offense back onto the field. We talk about settling for points, but sometimes when you have to settle for nothing, David, it can be demoralizing.
Yeah, and it can definitely be frustrating. And I think it leads you to say maybe I go for it more. But, Jesse, I think this offense just needs to put another drive together and just finish strong.
Yeah, and be a little bit less predictable, too, especially as they get closer and closer down to the end zone.
Now they've moved it just inside the 40. 1st and 10 from the 39. And the defense finally makes the stop after the sweet run and good gain.
Yeah, and a really nice job by the QB seeing linebackers are a little bit soft playing pass. Give the route, hand it off, let the running back do the rest.
Off the play fake on 1st down, wants to throw. And the quarterback runs out of time, and down he goes at the 38.
And the defense just gets their 4th sack of the day. And guess what? This offensive line, they gave up 4 last week, too. So you need some consistency up front. Make sure you protect that QB that can make those big plays for you.
Pressure coming. They get to him as he throws. That pass is incomplete, and they're probably fortunate that it wasn't knocked free for a fumble.
And unfortunately, this guy's been beat like a drum. He's been hit, sacked a bunch of times already, and another hit right here. I'm literally looking at my offensive line and be like, dude, I need some more time. You got to protect me better than this. Give me a chance to complete some passes.
Strong pass rush gets to the quarterback, and they get him at the 46.
And you could easily argue the biggest reason this team is trailing here in the second half is because they have not been able to protect their quarterback tonight. They've already given up 5 sacks in the game, and you just saw another one right there. This offensive line has had problems all night long.
And there will be no return on this one, and he can't get it out of bounds. The ball will come out to the 20. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. Boy, 3 and out last time, David. They'd like to be more productive this time around.
Yeah, in the last drive, nothing really clicked. No rhythm, got off the...
And the pass hits, picked off. And he's going to score on the interception. Touchdown, Nittany Lions. What a play by this defense with the pick 6.
And how about the defender? Exactly what you're supposed to do. Breaks on the football, makes the interception. Everybody on defense, we turn to offense. Go lay some blocks so my guy can get it and take it back to the house.
They're lining up to kick it off after the pick 6, and that defense will come out feeling it. That ball skips through the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 25-yard line. Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. The big thing now, don't get rattled by that last pick 6, David.
Nah, it was a big mistake. Obviously, the defense took advantage of it, but you got to put it behind you. Jesse, I'm sure you know a thing or two about throwing a pick 6 and how to rebound.
I believe I've only thrown one in my life, but yes, I do, because of that singular instance. I'll say this. You can't let that play beat you twice. You got to go out, not try to get it all back here in one play. Just execute the offense.
Looking for a man. It's Gentry. Slips away. Quarterback moving out of the pocket. Just a solid stop by this sophomore. Lining up to convert 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Gets it out quickly. There to make the tackle, and with that, we'll head to the 4th quarter.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter. With the score, Penn State 17, LSU 14.
First down to start the drive after the break. He's looking to throw it. Fires to the wideout. Just too much juice on that one as he airmails his receiver out of bounds.
Bad news on that play, it's an incompletion. The good news is the quarterback knew if his guy wasn't going to catch it, nobody was with that ball landing out of bounds.
They'll spread the defense out, going 5 wide on 2nd and 10. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. And there was nowhere to go for this quarterback, and down he goes.
This poor quarterback has been running for his life. He has never been able to get his feet set, stare downfield, and try and pick this defense apart because he's constantly throwing the pressure in his face.
These fans stepping up to help this defense on 3rd down. Looking to pass. It's Woodhead. Looking down the middle. Wide open downfield.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown, but that was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on 3rd down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting through his progression.
The Tigers are moving quickly down the field. Comes out throwing on 1st down. Receiver looks it in, it's complete. And he was just a couple of steps away from taking that one even further after the catch.
You got to give the O-line a lot of credit there because it gave the receiver time to work all the way across the field on the drag route against zone coverage. Quarterback gets it to him, he's able to turn it up and get a 1st down.
And the defense, got him at the 27.
What a nice answer by this defense. You give up the big play, you respond right back, you get the sack, create some momentum for your side. Nice job by this defense staying with it.
On 2nd down, he's looking downfield. And the defense gets loose, bringing the heat, and down he goes again.
The offense just set themselves up in a bad situation on this one. 2nd and 3rd and long, there's not a lot of guesswork. Defense knows they're throwing the football, and you could tell on that pass rush, man, they were coming.
And they've converted their first 2 3rd down opportunities, but a 3rd and long is a different animal. He's looking downfield to throw. Moving out of the pocket. That pass is well off target. He got hit as he was trying to throw, and they can't convert on 3rd down.
And after that incompletion on 3rd and long, because of where they are in the field and because they have a narrow lead, you'd expect this team to just go ahead, kick the field goal, and take the points.
Trailing by a possession, they need to keep the ball. They'll try to convert on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Trying to get to him. Finds a crease at the 20. Keeps it himself and gets the 1st. And he finds his way out of bounds real close to the goal line there, knocking on the door.
When you're trailing in the 4th quarter, it's so hard to get drives together because the clock starts to be your enemy. Really heads-up play by the quarterback, getting the 1st down,
Touchdown, Bayou Bengals. And with that, they move out front here in the 4th.
And this offense really showing their physicality, running the football when it matters, in the 4th quarter, in crunch time, to take the lead in this football game.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And it's no good. He missed the extra point. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
2 very different emotions inside the locker rooms of these teams who did battle today. Auburn had an impressive showing there on the Plains, winning this one by double digits, although it felt like it could have been more. Somewhere even Bo Jackson is impressed with this one. It's one game. You don't want to react too much either way, but I think both teams will leave this one with some things to work on moving forward.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there. Kevin, thanks for the update. The Nittany Lions going back to work on offense now. That last drive won't go on the highlight reel after ending in a punt. They'd like to be more productive this time, David.
And I think this offense has to be a little bit more balanced. Find a little balance between the run, Jesse, and working in that pass.
And I think, too, David, it's just going to take a spark. It just takes one play to get this thing picked up and going.
Yeah, and the quarterback knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football, had time, spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating the explosive play.
Trying to find his man on first down. And the defense is all over the quarterback, and down he goes.
I tell you what, if I'm this QB, I am ill as a hornet at my offensive line. Are you kidding me? That's the 6th time they put me on the ground. Dudes, will y'all protect me a little bit better, please?
Lost one deep down the right side. And it's incomplete, going for the massive explosive play instead. They're looking at a 3rd down.
Yeah, and I don't know what happened. He didn't look open as it is, and the QB's trying to make a play, trying to force the ball, but at least he threw it where his guy could catch it or nobody could catch it.
Quarterback will audible. On 3rd and long, doesn't need to take the check down. He's got an open man. And he was off to the races. Finally tipped up at the 36.
Nice confidence by the QB. Good throw over the middle of the field. Nice little stripe down the field for a big play. Listen, you got to throw it where it's open. And he found a slot, found a little hole in the middle of the field. Nice job attacking.
And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain.
Yeah, and you see running backs in today's football, they play wide receiver basically for you, but you got to find a guy that you can throw it to, and you know he's going to catch the ball consistently.
Pocket starts to collapse. And he can't get it off. Taken down. What a huge play this late in the game. It would be nice to pick up a few yards on 3rd down because from here, it's a 57-yard attempt. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. Unloads to the wideout. Can't quite make the connection there. Might have led him a little too much.
Well, I know it hasn't been a tremendous day statistically for this quarterback, but his decision-making has been good enough to win this game. Hasn't thrown a lot of TDs so far, but when things aren't open, he throws it away like on that play right there. He's not putting his team in a bad spot, and that's why they still have a shot to walk out of here with a W.
Get set, get set. Dino.
Gotta have it here on 4th down. Unleashes one deep. And they couldn't connect on the deep shot. Let's see if things get worse. There's a flag on the field. Which way is this going to go? So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. First down here for the offense. Corners right up on that line of scrimmage. Looking downfield, it's Gentry. And he can't find anyone open, and down he goes. A sack here late in the 4th.
The offensive line coach will be pulling his hair out. His head coach is okay right now because they're winning the game, but from an O-line standpoint, they've been atrocious in pass play.
On 2nd down, wants to throw. And the pressure will get there. The sack. Down he goes in the waiting moments. That could be a costly play.
Sometimes you beat your guy and you get sacked so clean, and sometimes, like on this play, the DBs do a great job covering, make the QB hold the football, and then the rush gets home.
The roar of the crowd trying to fuel this defense to keep them pinned in their own end. Third down, they got to get it to Neptune. He'll have to launch a rocket. And he can't get it off. Taken down. What a huge play this late in the game. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. So from his own end zone, the punt is away. Running it back, it's Griffin. They make the stop, and that is exactly what you want out of your punt cover unit. Penn State sends the offense back onto the field. They had to punt it away on their last possession, but man, what great field position this time.
I mean, this is awesome. Like, last possession didn't go great. Now you're set up in an opportunity to get some points, start thinking about what plays I like different.
And he can't find anyone open, and down he goes. A sack here late in the fourth.
This is just so demoralizing. You want to talk about taking a game over. That's what this defense is doing right now. They are just winning in the trenches. They're easily the more athletic and more physical unit up front, dominating this O-line.
Throws to the wideout. Got his man downfield. Ripping off a huge chunk of yardage, and he's got it just outside the 10 at the 11.
Hey, nice job by the offense there, attacking the middle of the field. Excellent route, finding the soft spot in the defense. Nice job by the quarterback putting it right on his guy.
They'll throw it on first down. And here's the third interception of the night. And he's brought down after the pick, but not before putting his offense in business.
That might be the nail in the coffin, fellas. This offense, they're trying to get back in the game. You're having to be aggressive. You're now going to have to start taking chances. An errant throw ends up in the hands of the defense, and I think that's all she wrote.
Looking to go up top on first down. Oh, he's ready to take a shot. Oh, and he gets downfield for the big catch. And they'll do more than move the chains. They'll move that thing more than 30 yards down the field before he's finally stopped. And the Tigers enter the final minute of play, trying to run out the clock. Off the play fake on first down. Well, the quarterback can make a big play when he starts moving around.
And, man, it can be dangerous when quarterbacks get outside the pocket. They can stress your defense so bad. You better chase them. You got to keep running as hard as you can and try to get to him before he can throw that football, and especially square those shoulders up. Nice job by the defense continuing to pursue, even though he got outside the pocket.
Lets it fly deep downfield. And that deep shot's going to wind up incomplete, but we do have a flag on the field. Let's see what the official says. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Big third down as the crowd gets behind this defense. Scanning the field, it's Woodhead. They're bringing heat. And the pressure will get there. The sack. Down he goes in the waning moments. That could be a costly play.
Great job by the pass rush up front. Third and long situation. They're anticipating pass, and they know the quarterback's going to have to hold on to the football. Nice job pinning their ears back and getting home.
It's one thing to execute early in the game. Tight ball game, right at the end, you need the clutch plays.